The single most important thing in life that decides how far we will go, besides our motivation, our ability to put in hard work, and the aptitude for whatever that we have taken up, is our self-awareness. So a person who is more self-aware will have greater potential for growth. In the SSB, this potential for growth is measured in terms of trainability, and all the three assessors are looking for trainability in a person, which would mean that once this person has been identified as a potential officer, what is his scope for further growth during training at the academy and later on in his service life. So this trainability quotient will be added to the selection process for those people who get recommended. So in this video, let us understand how self-awareness is being seen by the psychologist through a test which is called the self-description test, which usually the candidates just pass it off as a small written thing which they hardly put their mind to, and they just copy it from here and there and they go and put it down on paper, whereas that is a very important tool in the hands of the psychologist to decide how much are you self-aware. So in this video, let us look at what are those cardinal points that you should keep in mind while writing your self-description. Now, first and foremost is you must understand how to write the SD. You are aware that you have to write your self-description under 4 major headings, that is, the opinion of your teachers, your parents, your friends, and you yourself. So under these 4 heads, you have to put down 3 to 4 lines or maybe 5 lines at best to say what is the kind of opinion that they hold about you. So you get about total 10 odd minutes to write this. Now, while writing the SD, following points you could be mindful of. First and foremost is that please remember that the SD has to be very exclusive to you. It cannot be copied from here and there. It cannot be borrowed from here and there like most candidates do. So it does not reflect anything about you, and it does not connect with the other values that you are depicting through various other tests to the psychologists like the TAT and the WAT and the SRTs, and of course the self-description eventually also has to match with the PIQ form or with the kind of person that you have told the SSB that this is what you are or who you are. So therefore, make sure that you write your own SD. And second point is that also remember that don't write a stereotype, monotonous SD where, one person's opinion is not different from the other. So you must know that what the parents will hold opinion about you will be a little different from the way teachers look at you, and the kind of relationship that you have with your friends will naturally be different from your teachers and your parents. So therefore, there has to be a distinct difference between all the 3 SD points that you are mentioning under various headings. Third thing that you have to remember that in these 4 to 5 lines that you're writing for each category, write about 3 to 4 lines to say good things about you, what they feel, and 1 odd area of improvement that each of those categories recommend to you. Now, while writing, the good points, usually the candidates use a lot of adjectives and they tend to use OLQs while writing those. What I mean by this is they would say that my parents feel I'm very hardworking, obedient, reliable, responsible. So avoid writing all these adjectives, because rather than the adjectives, you should qualify how that quality is seen in you by that particular person. For example, rather than saying that your parents find you hardworking and obedient, if you could mention about something that you do which makes you hardworking and obedient. Let's say that if they tell you that during family functions, etc., that you are given important responsibilities, because they are aware that you will be able to handle them to their satisfaction. So that means that they find you a person who's reliable, trustworthy, hardworking, etc. So rather than mentioning the qualities per se, you should be talking about how those qualities emerge in that relationship. Next point is that be very careful that do not use very stark words or very strong words to describe your areas of improvement, because even for all other tests, let's say the WAT and the TAT, etc., be very careful in using your words. Be measured in using your words, because if you use them inappropriately, you may not be really meaning what you're trying to write, but it will be kind of misconstrued by the psychologist that perhaps this is what you're meaning. So make sure that you use sugar-coated language or mild language when you're describing your areas of improvement. And don't use very strong words like aggressive and lazy. These are strong words, so use milder words to describe any of those traits that you feel that your parents or teachers want you to improve upon. Now, lastly, one must understand that it is through the self-description that the assessor is not only trying to see how much are you self-aware, but he's also looking at your social adjustment factor. So he's also looking at your interpersonal relations. He's looking at how you connect with your immediate environment, in your family, in your friend circle, what kind of a person you are. So therefore, what you present over there should make you appear as a person who's friendly, who's warm, who's loyal, who's a person who's always welcoming, a person who is humble and down to earth without any attitudes. So you should come across as a person eventually who is very happy and is living in harmony with the environment that he exists. So these are certain points that you can keep in mind while you're writing your SD.